why are they hindering us from having an easy workflow with anamorphics? The thing is, they got the software. There are no excuses for Sony to say, oh, it's too complicated to implement into the software. It's already written. Shooting anamorphic is every DP's dream. I think that goes without a doubt. But somehow companies are making it much more difficult to shoot with these lenses than it actually needs to be. Somehow companies try to make us believe that having built-in anamorphic D-squeeze is kind of an engineering marvel. But I have a pretty good example on why that is not the case. Don't get me wrong here, it's gotten a lot better in the last couple of years because of these affordable anamorphic lenses. They started to creep into the consumer market, and then the big camera manufacturers replied on their behalf with some D-squeeze options in the cameras. This is the Sirui Anamorphic, and they have D-squeeze of 1.6. And this is a not very common D-squeeze, and I have in the Burano and in the FX3 implemented a 1.5 D-squeeze option. So these lenses become pretty hard to shoot with. Cameras in this price range not giving us the possibility to just dial in the D-squeeze we want from them, like every other monitor is able to do, is kind of crazy. Speaking of monitors, that is the option I use to just shoot with my cameras and these anamorphic lenses, because every monitor I own is able to just dial in the anamorphic D-squeeze ratio I want. But the problem I have here is I want to use my eyepiece, and on the Sony Burano this is the internal LCD screen, and I just have no D-squeeze option for that. So this makes shooting with these lenses so much more difficult, and that's kind of unnecessary. The crazy thing about Sony not implementing these different ratios into their cameras, and not even in their professional cameras, is that it's implemented in their own app. And it's pretty straightforward to use. I can just go up to Tools, and here I have my D-squeeze, and then I can just dial in the ratio I need. And this is so easy and so approachable, because I'm shooting this on a Sony A7C Mark II right now, and this doesn't have any D-squeeze option at all, but streaming it to the app, I can use every D-squeeze I want. So why are they hindering us from having an easy workflow with anamorphics? Little shout out to today's sponsor, and just bear with me, this might be interesting. Audiio is a platform where you can get all the music you will ever need licensed for your videos. And I'm using it for most of my productions right now because of the search function. Audiio has this feature where you have a nice song, you find it on Spotify, you like it, you love it, you would love to put it into your video, but you can't because of the license. And then Audiio will provide you with the option to just put in your music that you already like, and then it will spit out similar tracks to this music. And this is such an amazing feature and will save you so much time on your post-production workflow. If this sounds as amazing to you as it does to me, then head right over to Audiio. I have a 10% discount link in the description below. And back to the main topic. Of course, is they want us filmmakers to gravitate towards their professional cameras, but I kind of did exactly that. I just bought the best camera they offer for documentary filmmaking, and they don't even implement it here. With the new software update, there will be a 4:3 mode, but no other different aspect ratios. So why are you doing that? The thing is, they got the software. There are no excuses for Sony to say, oh, it's too complicated to implement into the software. It's already written. The 2.0 software update for the Sony Burano is kind of why I'm making this video here, because it's kind of my plea to Sony to give us these D-squeeze options in our professional cameras, because I know, Sony, you know that we want to shoot anamorphic because you're giving us all these different options with the 4:3 sensor mode to shoot anamorphic. Then please give us the D-squeeze options as well. I think we all just should start poking Sony about these features, and maybe in some point of the future they will give us what we really want. On that regard, thank you very much for watching. You can check out my other videos right here, and see you next time.